That's how we trying to get it going this weekend. We trying to do it like that as we come into the weekend. Happy Friday. We finding the groove. Happy birthday, Marquet. Today is my man, Marquet, the producer of most of the music you hear on this show. 85%, Marquet had something to do with it. So Marquet, much love. We've been rocking together for 10 years. We've been doing ministry together for 10 years. So thankful to Marquet. Happy birthday, bro. If you know Marquet, show love. He's the primary writer for that song Breathe that we love to play on here. So Marquet is a part of the Good News Today family. He's our producer, our music producer. He's the man. So show him some love. I don't even know if he's on here. If you see him, comment, mark him up. If not, he picked the wrong day to sleep in on the show because we are giving him all the love today. We're giving him all the love. Yo, it's Friday. Good News Today Daily Devotional. Come on, y'all. Let's get it going. Here we go. Let's go. Ready for the weekend. Friday
Everything's gonna be okay.
Just got paid.
Come
on, party's jumping. Hey, come on.
Everything's gonna be okay.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son.
Everything's gonna be okay.
And whosoever will believe in him shall not perish but have
Everything's gonna be okay.
everlasting life.
Here's some good news today.
Yo, turn my mic up. Y'all ain't see this coming. Get
And the
ready
crowd
to
goes
come
wild.
and snatch your righteous mind, not your edges. God is the goal, and then there's the period. This thing is real. Woo-cha, we serious, intentional, the original. God is in control. Do it for your soul. Gotta let the whole world know. Ayo,
Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna hear some good news today.
Yo, everything's gonna be okay. God's gonna make a way. Let the people say everything's gonna be okay. Yo, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Tell somebody. You just never know who going through, who just needs to be inundated, who just needs to see it 50 times all at one time. They just need to be overwhelmed by it. Just see it. Everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. And I don't know what the lie is that they told you. But yo, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. God's going to make a way. So let the people say, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. God's going to do it. God's going to do it. If he did it before, he'll do it again. I got an interesting thing. I've been calling out haters and don't be fueled by your haters. Don't be fueled by your haters. So I just want to have a brief expose, if you will, on the significance of haters. On the significance of haters. I disregard them, and it's just a couple of precautionary things I just want to give you. Yesterday, I mean, you just got to go back to yesterday. Because if I try to do a recap, I ain't gonna make it through. The anointing and the oil will grab me, and I just get stuck up in there. But yesterday, you need to go back and watch yesterday. As we're sitting in two kind of passages, we're sitting in Matthew. But I'm then illustrating Matthew with 1 Samuel with David. So I'm sitting in both of those worlds. For those of you that need and require the theological biblical framework, that's what it is. I'm homiletically framed. And God in 11:28:30, he promises this unforced rhythm of grace, this recovered life. And then he says, keep company with me and you'll learn to live. Watch this. Here it is now. We hadn't gotten as far yet. Here it is now. I'm I'm sending you home. I'm sending you on Friday with. I'm just this. It's gonna be kind of wrong. It's gonna be wrong what I'm about to do to y'all on a Friday. Um, live freely and lightly. Oh, live freely and live lightly. I keep company with me, and you're gonna learn to live freely and lightly. Because you're not going to walk in victory still holding the bitterness towards your enemy. You're not going to be able to walk in the fullness of this assignment and you still mad at what they did. That ain't free and that ain't light. That's bound and heavy. And there's no way you're going to walk in victory bound and heavy. You're going to walk free and light. And in order for you to walk free and light, you've got to release them for what they did. See, the reason why some of you are still so consumed with your haters and your critics and the folks that didn't support you and the folks that didn't get behind you is because you're still mad. You're still angry. And anger is a surface emotion. So anger is not real. Whenever you see anger, it's like a horizon. There's something greater under that. So let's be honest. You're still angry, but the reality is you're still hurt. You're still hurt. And what God is saying is that in order for you to fulfill this kingdom assignment, David was rejected by his whole dang family. The whole family left him out and said he ain't even worthy of bringing him in to even see if the oil will come on him. If anybody had to be, I don't know if this is inappropriate. LaRosa would probably let me know really quickly. But y'all ever had to hear the term butt hurt? Like you was butt hurt. I don't even know what that means, but that means you was deeply hurt. It just means you was just real in your feeling. But David had every right to be butthurt and deeply in his feelings. But guess how he ended up in the fight, fulfilling the assignment that God gave him? Guess what he was doing? He was serving his brothers. After the whole deal had gone down, he's anointed with oil, but timing of God ain't the timing of man. He was anointed with oil and out shepherding sheep. Some of you don't forsake the day of small things. Don't miss the power of small things. He's anointed to be king, but he's out there with the sheep and he ain't mad. Some of you are anointed to be great, but this season is you here for the sheep. Don't be mad, be faithful. Don't be mad, be faithful. Don't be mad, be faithful. And he's serving those that left him out. He's serving them. And out of serving those that thought he wasn't worth nothing, God fulfills his assignment. Let me just tell you, if you're gonna follow Jesus, you got to be ready for him to do some stuff that's gonna irritate the mess out of you. And you got to be ready for him to have you loving people that you had made up in your mind wasn't worthy of love. He gonna be like, that's the very one I need you to love. And if you miss this, you allow your abusers to perpetually abuse you and to keep you from walking in victory because your anger gives them too much power and your forgiveness freely removes all power from them. Are y'all in here? I'm trying to get you right today. I'm trying to get you right because I thought the Spirit woke me up early this morning. I said, I need to help some people with their haters because they're still mad. You're still angry. And it is worthy to be grieved. It is worthy to be processed. But some of you ain't grieving and processing. You didn't got stuck and you just mad. In grief, mad is an emotion that you have to move through. It's a necessary emotion and you got to feel it, but you got to move through it. Because if you get stuck there, you're done. You're done. There's no way you're going to live free and light and you mad. You're still bitter, still harboring unforgiveness. And here's the thing that you're not going to like, but I'm going to say it anyway. So when you find this rhythm of grace and when you sit in his presence and when you get with him, what he's doing is he's healing you. He's healing you. So you have to have healing so that you can walk in your assignment. The idea that you're free and light means that you're healed. So you got to know that as you're spending time with God and as you're resting in him and as you're abiding in him, he's healing you. He's healing you. And that healing has got to be worked out. It's got to be worked out. So it's like, I'm healed. I had a broke leg. I'm healed. All right, let's see. Run. And you got to run and you got to practice on that leg. You got to get it back out because it's stiff. Some of you, he's healing and he's got to heal you in the area of other people and how they, according to your perspective, delayed or challenged your journey and your development. Okay, ride with me. I know this is heavy for Friday, but ride with me. I need you free and light this weekend, not bound and heavy. Some people along the way put stuff on you. They criticize you. They said stuff about you, said you weren't gonna be nothing. Some people physically abuse you. There's all kinds of abuse and all kinds of dynamics, and that stuff is real, y'all. That stuff is real, and I pray you're working it out in therapy. I pray you're working it out. But people put stuff on you, and they become a part of your journey. And every story needs an antagonist. Every story needs an antagonist. And you created antagonists in your story. There are enemies, whether it was an ex-husband or a co-worker that set you up and that we all have built antagonists. And my thing is, yes, there's an antagonist in every story, but don't make the mistake of picking the wrong one, picking the wrong antagonist, because then that'll hinder your ability to get victory in the end. Okay. Let's go a little deeper. Let's be honest. I'm going to invite you to be honest. I'm going to tell the truth about me. I need you to tell the truth about you. Let's be honest. Everything they said wasn't a lie. Everything they said about you wasn't a lie. And every critique they gave wasn't off and abusive. Now, some people, some folk, they was trying to help you in that season, in that stage of your life. You were that, but that's just not all you were. When I was getting ready to plant, fellowship, I gotta be careful because I don't want to get nobody. I don't want to put nobody on blast. But I had to raise money. I had to do that. So I had someone from a previous organization that I work with sit me down, take me to breakfast, and showed me literally all the receipts and times and moments that I didn't administrate my work well. So things that I'd done wrong, things that I didn't get done, things that didn't fail. Some of them, you know what I mean? But it just kind of laid it out. And then they looked at me and said, "So Albert, according to this, you're not a good investment." And I was hot. I was mad, but let's be honest. I was hurt because that hurt my feelings. And I almost made him the antagonist of my story. I almost went to, I'm going to show you, I'm going to go and build this church and such, and you can have all these receipts. But here's the thing. When I sit back in my sober mind and I get out of my butthurt feelings, the reality was everything he said was not a lie. He was truthful. I am an administrative mess. I've learned to bring it up to a level of competency and not a liability. But I was a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. I was young, gifted, and Black. I don't know why I just said black, but they just all go together. So but I was gifted, but my gift superseded my character and my administrative skills and my ability to formalize it. I didn't know how to do all that stuff. So I was up there just making out. So people would give me responsibilities based off of my gifts that my administration couldn't maintain. And I was learning and I was developing. So when I sit back and I think about that meeting, he wasn't lying. He was being honest and he was being critical. And I could have said, he just trying to keep a brother down and trying to get, but you know what? He was right. I didn't know what I was doing. I did mess up stuff. I did all of that. Here's the thing. So that was what it was, but that ain't all that was. That was what it was, but that ain't all that was. And what I did is I made a mistake and made him the enemy and said them words. No, I needed to listen to the critics because your critics are your greatest coaches. I needed to listen to him, but I needed to also not exclusively listen to him because he had a word, but God had a bigger word. He had a word. He had something to say, but God had more to say. So yes, I'm not administrative, but I am called. I am anointed. And God is going to give me the tools and the wisdom to get me where I need to be. So what he said was good, but it just wasn't all good because that wasn't the last word. He didn't get the final word. Don't give your critics and your haters the final word. Give God the final word. God was like, yeah. No, you didn't know what you was doing with emails and administration, but I walked you through it. I got you through it. I anointed you and I equipped you and you made it through it. And when you get to the next level, you're going to be better. You're going to be stronger. You're going to be wiser. So you may not look like a good investment to him, but sit back, add up and calculate 10 years later. I think it turned out all right. Thousands of people have been saved. Thousands of people have been baptized. People all across the country are getting a vision for racial reconciliation. I think it turned out to be a good investment. Why? Not because of me, but because God has the final say, not my receipts of my past. But the reason why I'm free and light today, because I ain't mad at him for that meeting. I've learned to be thankful. I was mad. It took me a couple of years. I would have put that in the antagonist story. I would have used that as a story to say, this is what my haters did to me. They said this and I'm saying, no, I'm like, I'm so thankful. I was a mess. I was a mess. And I needed to see that I was a mess. And I needed to work some things out. That's where I was in that season. So ain't no point in being mad at me. I was gifted. Yes, I had skills. Yes, but I had incompetencies. And if I'm going to operate at that high level, I've got to deal with my incompetencies. So some of you were trifling. You were a jerk. You were inconsistent. You weren't authentic. You just had a big gift. And your gift put you in big rooms, probably a little prematurely. And you needed to develop the rest of you so that you got your gift there. So don't walk around. I'm just saying, as you write your story, don't write in the wrong enemy. The enemy ain't people. The enemy is Satan. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places. Don't make people the enemy in your story. Because I'm telling you, give those folks grace. Because you're going to need that grace in your own story. You're going to need that grace for yourself. So don't make people the enemy. Give them grace because you're going to need it. Because you're going to make some of the same mistakes. So give folks grace. That's how you stay light and free. He's healing you from past trauma and past hurts. And he's changing how you tell your story. I get weary of people that tell their story and all their antagonists are all what people did to them and how they overcame what people did. Because humanity is humanity. And the thing is, you mark with it just as much as they are. So if you set your story up for you to be the righteous one and you the victim, and they all they did to you and how you overcome because of them, be careful. Grace, y'all. Grace, grace to the people in the story. My story, a part of my story, I had to have foolishness. A part of the story was foolishness. A part of it was immaturity, and a part of it was stuff that was undeveloped. But it got me to where I am. So if I'm where God wanted me to be, how can I be mad at what was used to get me here? Now you can be mad. It ain't gonna help you, and it ain't gonna make you light and free. Are y'all hearing me? It was through grace. David comes with grace and serves his brothers. And out of that, he got his assignment. And out of his assignment, he walked in the glory of the calling of the Lord. Now, how David gonna be mad at his trifling brothers when he didn't cut off Goliath's head and God has set him up to be king? You're winning, king. You're winning, queen. You're winning. You're winning, king. You're winning, queen. You're winning so good. How you gonna be mad? You can't even be mad at them. God used them to help you win. So take this message into the weekend. You're winning, king. You're winning, queen. And with that kind of win, you got too much love to carry the burden of that kind of weight. Queen, you're winning. So yeah. And some of you say, well, yeah, but I ain't got the success yet. I ain't got the money yet. No, don't miss it. Don't come this far and miss it. Don't you sit at this table and miss what I'm trying to tell you up in here. Don't you sit here and miss that. The success is his presence. It ain't about the money. It ain't about public notoriety. The success is that you sit in the presence of the creator of all things, and he calls you queen, he calls you king, and he says, you're winning because I won. And if you just walk in me, you win. So that's how you get free and light. Walk into the victory that's already been won, and that's the presence of your almighty Savior. You're winning, king. You're winning, queen. And you can't stand in the victory circle and be mad at the enemies that God used to get you here. That's how I love my enemies. I love them. God had told me that the last year before the pandemic at my church every Sunday. At my church every Sunday. Now, I could have looked at him and had rolled my eyes and see, nah, look at that. But I just said, God, you're doing something more than I can see. Let me stay out of your way. And you know what God told me? Keep trusting me. You're winning, king. You're winning. As you go into the weekend, keep trusting him. No bitterness, you ain't got room for that. No hate, you ain't got room for that. Because you're winning, queen. You're winning, king. The divorce was rough. The losses have been great. But in the presence of God, you're still winning. So let's go into the weekend winning for his glory. Amen.
Let's go.
Joy, pain, ups, downs are working all day.
Everything